Good morning, friends. Welcome back to the online learning platform at BMS Institute of Technology and Management. This is Rajesh Gopinath, and we are currently engaging the course on occupational health and safety. I'm very pleased to inform you that today we have an expert talk from an industry expert. It's my honor to invite Sri Vikram Chandrasekharan Natarajan. My dear friends, Vikram sir is a safety expert. He has his master's in environmental science. He's also pursuing his doctoral research from VTU. He's also done his PG diploma in industrial safety management. I'm very happy to inform you that currently he is working as a regional EHS manager south for Cushman and Wakefield. That's a property management service, India Private Limited. So whenever we say EHS, we're talking about environment, health, and safety. Vikram sir has an experience of more than 10 years in the field of environment, health, and safety. So as I was talking to you previously, he's the right person to be addressing you when it comes to OSHA. Vikram sir has also worked with various organizations in terms of R&D, in terms of process technology, in terms of facility management, in terms of property management. He is the subject matter expert on fire safety audits, building assessments, environmental compliance, legal compliance, transition audits, electrical safety audits, conducting mock drills, and with respect to basic first aid training. Sir has always been very helpful, and he's always been present whenever we requested him. In fact, before COVID, he was also here with us in our college, wherein he was teaching the non-teaching staff and technical staff about the importance of safety in laboratories. He had also conducted a mock drill in order to how to combat fire. So now, since that we are indoors and since COVID is in place, sir will be interacting with all of us in this online platform. So, with these few words, on behalf of my management, my college, my head of the department, and my dear fellow students, on behalf of all of us, it's my pleasure to welcome you. Thank you for being with us. The platform is over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, Rajesh sir. It has always been good to come back to BMSIT. So I have a personal touch with BMSIT College. So let me not take much time of yours. So I will just start presenting the entire presentation to you guys so that it will be easy for them to understand on the requirement. Is the presentation visible, sir?
Yes, sir. It is visible now.
Okay, so morning students, my fellow colleagues, and thanks, Mr. Rajesh sir, for providing this opportunity to again present, particularly during this pandemic situation, how things have changed. The first wave have been a different scenario than the second one. Second wave has been always I have lost many dearer ones. So let me just formally tell you what exactly I will be speaking on. This is on the workplace safety when it comes to COVID-19. Uh, this is a very generic topic which everybody is aware of, but the OSHA plays an important role in your workplace as well as in the college life also, because since you are aware that some of the requirements which we need to adhere to and ensure that every each and every person in this session should take away that don't think the pandemic has gone. So be prepared for the worst case scenarios. Always ensure that you're following some of the protocols which have been put from the college side, as well as when you're traveling to different location. Always uh, use the appropriate PPEs, and also maintain maximum social distancing. Avoid getting in contact with many people unnecessarily. All these things we will be briefly touching upon. So the typical topic which would be is on the OSHAs during COVID-19. So how it has helped us to address so many issues during this pandemic from the first wave. It has been a very systematically we had taken, but the second wave, it been a very casual approach, and the second wave had become a very tough situation for everyone. So let me just start over because I don't want to take away your time also. So I will be just touch basing upon the basic requirements, what has been told upon, and how it plays an important role during the current situation when it comes to workplace, as well as where you are staying, and how effectively we need to track and monitor, and how people have been the various divisions have taken a lot of precautionary measures to to cut down the the infection. So so the content basically talks about the goals and objectives. So about COVID-19, what the basic thing is, protecting yourself from COVID-19 in the workplace, and the last would be on the summary part. So this is the basic content. So let me start with that. So goals and learning objectives. So typically what we have done is, there are some of the goals and objectives. See, there are always been the challenges when we come into the COVID-19 situation in our workplaces, because without any proper goals and learning objectives, you will not be able to achieve the targets what we have been told to. You know that the manufacturing industries, your shops and establishments, your merchantiles, all these things are being affected very very drastically, and it has brought to a standstill. So country like India, we have gone through the worst phases during the second phase. So to avoid that, I request every individual, once you graduate, or even once you are in this college, so please be ensure that you don't take this in a casual approach, because taking a toss of a life is not easy. Seeing the people going into very bad state, losing their life, their dearest ones, loved ones, all those things have taught us a proper lesson. So with that, so the learning objectives the learning objectives and the goals would be on the increased health and safety awareness for responders and workers with potential exposures to SARS COVID-2 virus that causes COVID-19. So typically SARS is nothing but it's a virus which has been there in the life from the day one. So it has taught that the COVID-19, especially when it comes to the SARS, it has been a vital role in causing a lot of infections towards affecting every individual's life. So that has been a problematic for uh, for each and every individual, because they don't have much immunity. To give you an abbreviation of SARS, is nothing but severe acute respiratory symptoms, which cause this havoc among the people, uh, towards every country who has been affected with. So you need to understand the goal. You need to be very very aware of the requirement pertaining to your health and safety. Don't think that health and safety only plays an important role in industries, but also day-to-day life. How well we have to be, you know, approachable towards explaining the requirements pertaining to the COVID-19. So the learning objectives, after attending participant will be able to explain the basic facts about the SARS COVID-2 virus, explain basic facts about COVID-19 diseases. We need to assess the risk of workplaces to the COVID-19. So what we do is, whenever we are going for a building assessment, so we do understand that the basic principles are all available, but how far they have taken it further, how well they are going to manage their buildings when the people start coming back to the workplaces, how effectively we are going to track, what are the measurements, how daily activity has been affected, that has to be prevented when they come back to the normalized, we call it as return to work. So that becomes very challenging for every individual companies, and that played an important role in understanding the key facts of our the OSHA's requirement. So define key steps in workers protection and infection prevention and control, which plays an important role in the understanding the COVID-19 practices, and it really, we need to identify the methods and how we are going to respond to the exposure of every individual in a workplaces. So even colleges have to take lot precautionary measures. So you would have seen that the colleges now taken virtual concept of teaching, but This is not going to be the future, but we need to understand that certain things we have to take it for into a next level. Be prepared for the worst situations. Get engaged, understand, and be proactive, and be very positive in thinking that these are some of the phases which we need to come out of. So every 100 days there is a pandemic outbreak which has been very systematically, but the percentage of COVID-19 affected is very less than compared to the last pandemic which happened way back in 1900s, where the influenza had taken away at least 45 to 50% of the lives, because there were no medicines available, there were no vaccinations properly. To the current situation, talking about, there are a lot of technologies, lot of improvement in medical um, upgradation. All this has brought a lot of learning for us. So this is the goals and learning objectives of OSAS pertaining to the COVID-19. So pandemic declaration, everybody knows, on 11th March 2020, World Health Organization characterized COVID-19 as pandemic. So, however, this started in the way back in December 2019, but the exact pandemic, on 11th March started, affecting the entire world. So everybody were in the panicking moment, panicking situation, which has led to the declaration of pandemic. So it caused several illnesses and death. You know that it features sustained person-to-person spread worldwide. So there is a difference between epidemic and pandemic. So pandemic, I would call it as epidemic, is something which outbreaks in the community itself. But once the outbreak of community infection starts and moves out, that becomes a pandemic, where every individual, when they go to a different places, that becomes a pandemic outbreak. So you should understand between difference between an epidemic disease and an pandemic diseases. So it poses a especially high risk for elderly people. So you should understand, people with pre-existing health conditions such as high BP, heart diseases, lung diseases, diabetes, autoimmune disorders, and certain workers has really caused this pandemic to inculcate and induce the person from getting better immune system. So we have taken much precautions when people who are less than 10 years old and above 60 years old, but now this has again multiplied. It is taken into a different level, where there is a lot of modifications happening. Every individual is getting affected because of this. So that shows that the pandemic has led to a lot of losses of life, and also the infection rate has increased drastically, which caused this the lockdowns to happen, and the declaration was done, ensuring the right to protection of every individual. So employees and workers responsibilities when it comes to OSHAs. So the employees and workers have responsibility under the OSHA's Act. So occupational health and safety requires employees to provide a safe workplaces of recognized hazards and follows OSHA standards. So we have a defined OSHA standards when it comes to working at particular places, because you need to ensure that every individual has to be provided the best way to protect themselves from getting infected. So that plays an important role when an employer and a worker comes into a workplace, where whichever division it could be. It could be from a civil or a construction, or it could be from a IT firm. Don't think that this affects only a certain number of people, but it also has taken a task of taking every individual's life in different forms and factors, from different background, no matter he is rich or poor. Pandemic has taught that OSHA plays an important role in understanding the responsibility of individual. Workers should participate in development and implementation of employer safety, and you need to understand that if you have anything to speak up, file a complaint with OSHA, that state or regulations, mayor or the police, for rights of workers, protection of act during the pandemic situation. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
Yes, sir. Sure. Thanks, sir. What individual needs to do? This is a very it is in our blood now. You need to ensure that be informed and prepared for the worst situations. Whenever there is a news coming out, please understand that these are very important key aspects. keep thinking that something will not happen to me, but be always be informed and always keep prepared. Don't trust this social platforms and WhatsApp messages which says that these are something, but be an authenticated news. Please do watch the authenticated news with a proper justification provided from either the CDC or WHO, or from the state regulations which have been put for. So the Ministry of Family Health Welfare department, so they play an important role in providing this the correct right picture of what is happening. So always wear a mask, maintain social distancing of 6 feet. The current situation, at least 6 feet distance has provided, providing the breaking the chain of the COVID-19 situation. So please do ensure whenever you're going out of your house, adhere to the social distancing, which will actually help us to cut down the chain of you are going to break the chain of the COVID-19. So wash your hands frequently. So I do understand sometimes the hand sanitizer will not be available, but use a basic soap which will actually not allow the virus to enter your body. So any alcohol based hand sanitizer is available, which is provided in your department. Please do use it. External application, just rub your hand with 60% and above alcohol which is provided to you, and avoid touching your eyes, nose and mouth when you feel sick, because the maximum entry of the virus is through your nose, eyes and mouth. So these are the critical points which will make a person sick. So if you feel that I'm feeling sick, stay at home only. Do not expose yourself. If exposing yourself is nothing but you are getting exposed and you are exposing others to get infected. So be very very careful. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces such as cell phones. So cell phones are the most virus carriers, I could call it as. Don't try to share your mobile phones when it is required. If it is there, please do cover it and give it to them, so that individual don't get the infection. 5 steps to proper hand washing. So you need to wet your hands properly, lather with proper soap, scrub your hands. This has been told upon from every individual companies which soap manufacturers. 20 minute 20 second के लिए अपना हाथ धोइए. All these things are very important. These will help us to reduce the virus from your hand, and washes away whatever is left in your hand. So that is very important. Rinse your hand and then dry it. So drying in the sense, don't wipe it on your dress, just once you're washed, and just dry it on your pant or shirt because that will cause again the infection to go right. So appropriately, once you dry your hand, don't again touch your face, nose and eyes, because again there could be a possibility of getting infected. So this are some of the OSHA's regulations which have been told upon in the workplace itself. The similar practices have been followed across all the places wherever you are possibly traveling. So, what is SARS-CoV-2? SARS-CoV is the virus that causes coronavirus in 2019. SARS is nothing but severe acute respiratory syndrome. That is COV is nothing but COVID virus strain 2, which caused the spread of this pandemic. So, spread easily to person. So the contamination level is through your root of your sneezing, coughing. All these things are the way the respiratory symptoms gets affected. Individual gets affected, but sometimes there are people who are having more better immune system. That is when the virus do not enter and gets killed away. So little, if any, immunity in humans, that will be taken into consideration. So if you need to have a better information, you can visit the website which is provided to you. CDC is a Center for Disease Control. They will give you an exact picture of what is the situation is look like, and what are the things which has been taken to ensure that to prevent the spread of pandemic situation. So transmission, typically, I would call COVID-19 spreads from person to person through coughing, sneezing, and talking and breathing. So droplets, it's the basic thing which the virus is form of the droplets. Again, the the droplets are so tiny that you can't even see the droplets coming out of it. So there have been a lot of tests which has been conducted where once a person sneezes, what distance it travels. Every individual has that the sometimes you lose those immunity. So that is when we feel sick, and we start coughing, we start sneezing. When we are talking, ensure that you are maintaining distance, and the breathing also becomes a problematic, and this led to the transmission of virus from individual to individual and caused the COVID-19 to outbreak. So um, frequent touching points like your handles, your door handles, and your the hand railings in your colleges, or whenever you go to mall, you are touching those escalator handles, which are all potential point of entry, virus to entry. Because once a person is affected, when he touches a point, so there are chances that the spread of virus, unknowingly you will take it, and you don't use a proper way to sanitize yourself. This causes the spread of the COVID-19. So COVID-19 causes mild to severe symptoms. So most common symptoms include the fever, which is persistent, and it will be staying for about 4 to 5 days. Unless and until at least you complete 5 days, you will not be able to find out that you are affected from COVID or not. Second is you will have a dry cough, continuous cough will be there, that will not subside until you get tested. And shortness of breath is one major things which is causing this COVID-19 to get affected, because your entire respiratory system gets affected by it. So typically, when you see in X-ray, chest X-ray, you will come to know that the person who is normal and the person with affected with COVID-19, the lungs gets completely filled in a very in an infected way. So the severity depends on what type of the symptoms are. So other symptoms include sore throat, that body aches, headache, chills, fatigue, gastrointestinal diarrhea, loss of smell. The last part would is a very common in COVID-19, when people try to lose smell, and the taste bud is completely gone. So it means that your the tongue is dead, and your nose is almost not able to do anything. So I can give an example. One of my colleague, when he traveled back from his hometown and came back, so he didn't have much symptoms, no fever, no cough, no shortness of breath, but he had the loss of smell and taste. When he applied deodorant, the perfume what he used, he was not even able to smell the perfume what was there. So that is the tremendous impact of COVID-19 virus, and it helped to contain this and cause a lot of uneasiness for each and every people. And please do ensure that whenever you feel that these symptoms are seen in your body more than 5 days, do reach out to the doctors immediately, take a test. If it is treatable, get self quarantined at home, don't travel much, and this would help us to contain the spread of virus. So the other one is severe symptoms, emergency warning signs for COVID-19. So, likewise, I'm not telling that every cases is not treated at hospital. So you need to keep in mind some symptoms also plays an important role. Okay, you need to take care of yourself, avoid getting in contact with people, and those are sometimes mild. Everybody has gone through that first wave and second wave. Even I have got COVID, but luckily, God's grace, the symptoms are very mild, and we have recovered from it. So don't think that not individual. I will not be affected from COVID-19. Whenever I'm traveling, nothing would happen. Don't take it in that casual approach, which can cause these emergency situations. So the next would be only if you need to have severe symptoms, difficulty in breathing or shortness of breath, persistent pain or pressure in the chest, new confusion or ability to arouse, and bluish lip or face. This will have an emergency warning signs for COVID-19 where you need medical attention. Other than that, please do self quarantine yourself, which will play an important role to contain the spread of virus. So, what is a person under investigation? See, you need to understand that whenever there is a workplace related issues pertaining to COVID-19, we do an evaluation completely, understand what are his pre medical conditions, potential exposure within 14 days before onset of symptoms, and the symptoms include fever, shortness of breath, or the person will be properly thoroughly investigated, and the risk factors which are involved during the COVID-19. So that is when we do a complete evaluation of each and every individual, taking declaration from each individual, and if he needs medical attention, we will ask him to get admitted if it is going in a worse situation. So these are some of the signs or symptoms of risk which is under the COVID-19. So increased risk of severe illnesses. So you need to understand that person with the pre medical history like heart diseases, lung diseases, diabetes, suppressed immune system play an important role, because these are some of the target specific virus which affects these people who have already pre-existing diseases. So most of them people who are very less immune, their immune system is very weak. Overly 99%, most of the cases has happened that these are the person who have got affected. But due to the current scenario, the environmental aspects, this has led to the widespread of the pandemic situation, because most of the cases, the virus, tries to tend to move and modify itself and completely put the person into a down state. So these are some of the things which we need to keep in mind, and the control of exposure can be cut down only if you are following certain protocols in colleges or your workplaces, wherever you are traveling. So, assessing the potential for exposure of COVID-19 in workplace, I will be talking about this because these are the places where we tend to play an important role as a safety person. We ensure that along with the healthcare sector, we also play an important role in understanding the exposure limits. We do a risk assessment study for those individual areas, understand what are the control measures which are being there in your places, and how we are going to tackle those situations, and how to normalize the workplace situations is being spoken about. So key exposure factor in workplaces: does the work setting require close contact with people potentially infected with COVID-19 virus? um, uh, Student, please understand that this is little high topic. Once you practice this only, you will be able to understand the exposure controls, what are the mechanisms what you're going to control. But as a as a basic learner, you need to understand that this will help you to analyze certain things, and you can bring a lot of innovative ideas and best practices at your colleges, and even your at home also. We can bring a lot of things which can control the spread of virus. So as the community spread of the virus included cases in workplace, yes, that also plays an important role, because our exposure factors in the workplace plays an important role, because you will not know what exactly the current situation is, and how you need to be prepared for the worst case situation, and what will be the level of exposure a person is going to go through. That also will play an important role in our workplace area. So high potential exposure, so I will give you an examples how the exposure starts from. So high exposure risk factors like occupations for known suspected, while performing aerosol generating procedures. Like I could give examples like healthcare laboratories and autopsy suits. Typically the examples of job activities is bronchoscopy, sputum, working with specimens in laboratory, some dental procedure, autopsy procedure. These are some of the high potential for exposure, and healthcare sector has been most affected persons, because they are in day and day out working with these sorts of viruses when they are handling suspected case, or even attending patients, because they don't know the exact the cause of it, what are the root cause of it, and how it can affect every individual. All these things have been a potential exposure for getting affected by COVID. So high potential for exposures, like examples for work settings is hospitals, medical transport, correctional facilities, drug treatment centers, homeless shelters. You have correctional facilities, long term and residence care. All these things are some of the way of potentially getting exposed to your COVID-19. So examples of job activities: direct patients or resident care, emergency medical services, housekeeping and maintenance in the patients and resident centers, and meat packing. All these are the where the people are tend to get highly exposed towards the COVID-19. So medium potential of exposure, and I'm cutting down from high level to medium level to low level. Whereas the potential exposure of COVID-19 gets later. So examples of work setting, I would call it as a retail store, public transport, home visiting occupations, postal and warehouse workers, and public services are like they are being categorized into medium potential for exposure. So example, stock shelving, checking out customers, emergency home repairs, handling mails and goods, processing public benefits. So uh, especially when you're handling a package, please do ensure that you're keeping the packages outside for some time. Let it get exposed in a for some time, because the virus automatically gets dead after a particular time, and that's how then you need to sanitize and ensure that the package is handled. Because these are some of the frequently touched packages, and many people would have handled it. Yes, I do understand that they wear the appropriate ppe when they're giving it to you, but when you're bringing it, there are chances that the potential exposure of the virus on the surfaces will get more affected. So you need to understand that plastic is one. The contamination of exposure of virus stays for a long time than for a metal surface or a glass surface. So it does die off soon. So these are some of the potential medium exposure for COVID-19 when it comes to workplaces. So low potential for exposure that do not require contact with people known in infected or frequent contact. So the workplaces, especially when you are doing a desk job, there are chances that the spread of virus is very less. However, considering the fact the workplace, when we talk about the the AC, the systems, or like we are handling those equipments, which are all those things we also get exposed sometimes. But the tremendous amount of improvement and the technology which has helped them to control the exposure level of COVID-19 has played an important role in the workplace area. So emergency services and critical infrastructure must be able to function during national emergency. So you need to keep in mind that the law enforcement, fire and EMS, that is environmental management systems, hospitals and public utilities play an important role, because you need to keep all your critical infrastructure in functional during any sort of situations during these types of emergency services. Because what happens is when these critical infrastructure are not available, there is a disaster which is going to happen, and it causes national emergencies. To avoid all those things, these are the critical players who in turn give us a lot of support during the crisis. So these comes under the national emergency as well as the crisis management when it comes to the workplace requirements. So community workplace connections. So that examples of work settings when people gather as high potential for exposure is schools and colleges, because lot many students come and gather. Sports and arts event where lot gatherings happen. Social services, you keep hearing in the news channels, lot of social activities goes where there is a gathering of many people for any social events. High density of co-workers, high contact with general public, including retail and grocery stores, and going to vegetable market is one where the outbreak of community spread has increased drastically, and we have seen this. Example is your care market, where I do understand that you get all fresh vegetables, but once you try to get a fresh vegetables, you try to get a fresh corona. So keep in that mind, try to avoid gathering typically like more than the required number of persons, which will cause this problem to arise, and and cause the outspread of any virus. So classroom instruction aiding clients, serving customers, these are the potential root cause for your exposure of COVID-19. So critical infrastructure, that the operating is the priority. So government government facilities, commercial facilities, nuclear plants, public health care, banking and finances. These are some of the critical infrastructure which plays an important role, operating during the crisis during pandemic, and this has helped us to contain the lockdown, and seriously has put us into a task. So methods to prevent COVID-19 in workplace, how we are going to do, how we are going to address the epidemic and the pandemic situation in workplace, prepare for the threat, implementing preventive measures, like bring in a lot of control measures, implementing continuity of operation plans. We have that in our place, so we play a key important role in bringing those operation plans in place, so that we will contain the spread of virus. Managing business recovery post epidemic also plays an important role. Return to work plays an important role, because how we are going to tackle now the current scenario is that only 10% or 20% of the people are working at companies. So once they are 100% in one place, is how we are going to tackle it. What will be the preparatory plans which we are going to keep? This will play an important role for us, for managing the workplace. So community spread can impact any workplaces. You know that the mitigation may include shutting down. Again, you know that if you are not adhering to uh, the the regulations, these are some of the places where the potential of getting exposed and shutting down the area. Many universities have suspended in person classes and have moved to distance learning, or the virtual learning we call it is. Third one is workers at stadium, arts, and other places gathered are impacted highly, and the spread has exposed many places, and the community spread has started because of this. So you need to keep this in mind and always be prepared, and always adhere to the protocols which have been told upon to you, and ensure that you are practicing in a well safe manner. So, considering the impact of workers, will the worker will be paid if there are workplace shutdowns or there are quarantine? Well, this is something which has been raised lot many times. People have lost their livelihoods, but thanks to the government, even if there is at least the minimum wages have to be provided to them. What workers for workers who are sick but no paid sick leave, these some of the things which we need to consider when it comes to the labor laws. What are the the bandwidth which has been provided for them, and how workers cope with the impact of their child school if shut down and they're placed in quarantine. These are some of the impacts of the workers, and other impacts also plays an important role, because sometimes the low wages and immigrant workers have no access to healthcare. This has led to the impact towards mitigating, and the pandemic to rise, and many of the livelihoods have been put into a toss. These are some of the things which we need to keep in mind when it comes to the workplace as per the OSHA's requirement. Basic hygiene and social distancing, stay home. Again, this is a requirement which we follow to ensure that we are not in close contact with many people. Hand wash, avoid touching, dispose, mask, non-touch bins, avoid close contact with co-workers and customers, avoid shaking hands in public, and with your friends, dear ones, please avoid that. It's best that you just fold your hands and say namaskar or namaste, so that you are not directly in contact with the people. So key elements of COVID-19 workplaces. So we have management, leadership, and employee participation. We do hazard identification and assessment. Hazard prevention and control measures have been provided. Risk communication, important role for us to take this as a consideration. Yeah. So the management, leadership, and employees' participation in workplace plays an important role for us. We do a HERA analysis, or we call it as hazard identification risk assessment, which is very interesting topic, because many are not carried out. But these are some of the potential way we can bring down the risk of getting infected. Every individual has been scrutinized, made them to take their evaluation, how things you can bring in so that the best practices can be implemented in your workplaces. Simplest of simplest also can be taken into consideration, and it's taken a lot of improvement programs. So system evaluation and improvement programs in non-healthcare sectors, family preparedness, emergency operation procedures, post-pandemic recovery, all these things are done during the workplace plan when we are going to start the company. So protecting your workers, so I would call it as start with most effective method. We have something called as hierarchy of controls. Hierarchy of controls always have played an important role in any of the departments, because bringing the most effective method to eliminate and provide a substitution, then providing an engineering controls, bringing administrative controls and bringing the PP controls will play an important role to protect the workers from getting exposed. See, you should understand that some of the areas which we are potentially exposed, high risk exposure areas, will help us to protect the worker from getting infected. So if you see the triangle, so the first is the elimination controls, which is nothing but your physically remove the hazards. Hazard is nothing but something which is potentially uh, to cause any harm to an person. So those things we need to remove and replace the hazards. If you're not able to eliminate, provide a substitution for that. The third thing, isolate people from the hazards. So that is your engineering controls. Administrative controls change the way people work. So I will evaluate the person, how he is working, whether he is following the protocols or not. All these things will be taken into consideration. And protect the worker with personal protective equipment, which also deals with the type of the protective equipment provided to him during his workplace exposure. Because most of the cases what happens is like many of the people land up not wearing a proper equipment, and that is a potential way of getting infected for every individual. So engineering controls, I will give an examples. Typically, we have ventilation, drive-through services, plastic shields, and other barriers, sneeze guards, which are the way of protecting ourselves during an engineering control. Which the exposure of getting positive or getting suspected of getting contracted to the COVID-19 is reduced. The second one is again the engineering controls for high exposure potential jobs in healthcare and laboratories, negative pressure isolation room, biological safety cabinets, HEPA filtration. This is very important for us when we are working at our workplaces, because this will actually filter the the dust, the exposure of getting more exposed. All these things can be drawn into consideration. And UV irradiation systems which are installed. These are some of the new technologies which are to contain the spread of virus. Everything has been taken, because under one particular nanometer the virus does not breed, as well as the virus gets completely eliminated. So administrative controls, you need to enable sick workers to see. These are some of the techniques which we need to tell every individual when you are feeling sick during this pandemic. Please ensure that if you're not feeling well, please stay back at home. Home policy again. This has got a lot of changes in the company standards. Everybody is provided with work from home. Considering only few of the sectors are able to work from home. Now the colleges is also half of them are working from studying from home. But the system has completely changed, so you need to understand. Discontinue non-essential services, which also played an important role. Limiting the number of staff present at potential exposure tasks. And training plays an important role when it comes to administrative controls. So additional administrative controls, soft barriers include tables, ropes, signs, floor markings to maintain social distancing. You would have seen in many of the lifts, not more than three people are allowed to travel in the lift, not more than four people, like that, because the overcrowding also causes the spread of infection. So adjust policies and reduce exposures also plays an important role in the current situations. So you need to keep in mind. So teleconferences, emails, like what we are doing, these are all plays an important role in the current situation. So PPE, everybody is aware of what is a personal protective equipment. So what are the type of masks which are being used, and that causes serious illnesses and injuries to a person. So you need to wear it so that you are appropriately protected from the any sort of infection from getting to you. So personal protective equipment, cloth facing, N95 mask, gowns, face shield, gloves to protect your hands. These are some of the things which we need to consider for colleges and schools. Key points about PPE is to put before potential incidences, use carefully, remove and discard carefully, immediately wash your hands, to ensure that you're not exposed. So pre safety reminders: away from your face, avoid touching, remove gloves, limit surfaces and items touched. Prevention on all worker settings, we need to ensure that avoid sharing equipments, consider teleworking, limit unnecessary visitors to the workplaces or schools or colleges, uh, keep common surfaces like telephones and keyboards clean, because there is a frequent touch points. So protection of essential workers, all these things are being considered. Considering the fact this is some of the repetitive points, because you should understand the workplace itself plays that a person who is working at a place also plays an important role. So role of vaccine: please ensure if you are 18 plus, do take your vaccines. Uh, it could be Covishield or Covaxin or Sputnik, which is readily available in the market. Be very careful and start working on it. And do take your vaccines if you are being provided. Don't expose yourself, and try to be very positive. This vaccines also helps us to prevent. So one word I can say is prevention is better than cure. So do take your vaccination if it is available. Take it, ensuring that you are protecting yourself and your family members. So workers have right to receive, a request, report, get and be compliant towards the OSHA's regulations, file online complaint as well as the online as well as the person when it comes to the workplace. So these are some of the acronyms. What we call it as Center for Disease Prevention Control, EPA. HEPA is high efficiency particulate air. These are some of the things which we use, and that plays an important role in workplace. And this ends my session.